we have sunshine, and that means twirls. God, it's bright. What do we get today? Oh. This is what that one was supposed to look like the other day. It's not the white cream, but it's really good. It's really yummy. Morning peeps, merry Vlogmas day 8. Yes, I've just opened door 8. It's day 8, Sean, good grief. I'm going to put some makeup on and do some outside twirling and some outfit diaries. No, not outfit diaries, outfit styling. And Mum is going to do the same, which is awesome. We're then going to film some bits and pieces. And then if there's any time left, I'm going to carry on with tracing out patterns. What's the problem?
I don't think it went.
It is, it's I can see.
Okay.
It tells me that's the...
I know my place.
That's the beauty of a flip screen. I hope... There.
Do you want outtakes? Oh, I'm a Morris dancer. Oh, sorry.
Nobody can see you.
Oh, bother.
That's going in today's vlog, it's not going to be outtakes.
Why am I not in front of the camera?
You come this side then. I'll make you a pleated and gathered skirt. What's your waist measurement?
Stop off.
That got rid of him. He always gets very, well, he doesn't get upset, he takes it in great good humour, but it's always so amusing when me and my baby brother kind of return humour at Dad, and it's like, where do you think we learnt this? Anyway, are you done? Yeah, he's not saying a word. There we go, done. So just been filming a couple of proper videos with the tripod and a studio light, because that seemed to work in the kitchen. I like this location. As long as you angle it right, you can't see anything in the back mirror there as much as this one.
And quality control in the background.
Yes, and it wasn't so much quality control, it was distraction. Mum and I would be really good on that game show, except don't even try. I'm going to open your advent calendars in a sec.
Sorry?
Open your advent calendars in a sec.
I just want to point out to people that I'm not wearing the same shirt I had on yesterday. Just happen to have 5 of these and they're very comfortable.
And you like that colour?
Yeah.
See, this is another...
Johnny Cash, isn't it? Or something.
Oh, lighting is really bad in here. We need to not stand right under. This is another thing that I got from my parents, that if I decide I like something, I buy it in every colour. They wonder where I learnt this behaviour.
This makes me look as though my eyes are rolling out the top of my head. Can you bring it down?
Less flattering that way.
Why is it focusing on you? Good Lord. Priorities. Let's get it right. It's my good side. Look.
You're really hurting my arm? Oh, thank you. Camera's heavy, especially with pressure on it.
No, you don't have to, darling. It's called a trick. I look slimmer and beautiful from this side up.
Oh, okay.
This level up.
Okay. And you're going to open it from the top round, are you?
I'm going to put my hand through the back and...
Okay, alright.
It's a puppet.
Okay.
Shall I be doing mine first?
It's the 8th today. No, well, let's stick with tradition.
Okay.
It's the 8th today, Mum. Found it!
Okay.
What have
Ready?
you got? Yeah.
Whoa.
Make it. Oh, it's a white one.
We're already disappointed.
Is it the same one as you had last time? It is.
It's a heart,
Yeah, I liked that.
No. I can't be doing with...
Oh, I get it all.
Yes.
Noms.
Well, white chocolate is a preference.
Nom 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 nom.
Right, so...
That's the 8th. Top row. Second in from the left.
There we go.
I can see you in the mirror, Mum. You don't have to hide. I can see me in the mirror as well.
No animals today.
No animals. What have you got?
Well, it was tortoise.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Karen sent us the German for tortoise so that we can inspect the ingredients just to make sure.
Oh, this feels really quite different. This almost feels like a liquid inside. That's strange.
What is it?
Well, it says one and only green tea. But, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now you've
Not
got to guess
herb and or spice.
You've got to guess which one it's under.
They're different on the front.
Is it that one? Is it this one? Which one is it? Straight away.
They're different on the front.
Oh. Okay.
Numbers in the same place though.
Different picture.
I was trying a bit of shadow work there. Right.
Oh, that looks like it's not a sugar.
Well, it's glühwein, is
Oh.
what it says, and something else. But it is glühwein, which...
What's glühwein? Let me have a look.
Well, glühwein, do you know?
Use the herb with wine and make a...
Oh.
Yeah. A bit like,
We can mull wine.
you know, mulled wine.
Is that what the
glühwein?
recipe's for?
Yeah. I have to say, I'm not a fan of glühwein, but...
Glühwein Gewürz.
This is making some kind of cake.
Yeah,
Oh,
that looks like Glühwein Gewürz looks. I'm so sorry about my accent as well, but it does look nutty.
Oh, right.
It's a bit. Interesting.
The thing about glühwein and mulled wine...
It does say red wine here
Yeah,
and water.
yeah,
But cake.
Well, it's got butter,
Well, I'm thinking.
salt,
yeah.
Don't put that in
sugar.
wine. Yeah, it sounds like a cake.
No. But the thing about glühwein or mulled wine is if you have the weather for it, it's the season. If you have snowfall and it's crisp and cold and white outside, then they are fantastic.
And in Austria. We used to
Well,
have that
when, when we went to
skiing.
Austria, it was fantastic. But if you have very mild weather, it just
It's not right.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't have the atmosphere for
Yeah.
it, which is.
Apparently, we might be getting a white Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's been 38 white Christmases in the UK in the last 50 years.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Yes, because they were saying it on the
But
news the
what
other
do they
day.
call a white Christmas?
Oh, a light
I mean,
dusting.
A light dusting.
Yes.
Yeah. Last time there was real snow here was
2010.
2010.
Yeah, because
7 years
yeah,
ago.
I got snowed in with you nearly. The only way in and out was the chute.
Snowed in.
Yeah, nearly.
What a wonderful thought.
No, it's not. You can't get food. Everyone in the village who had a
No,
four
you have to make sure you're already
stocked up. Yeah, no, everyone in the village that had a 4x4 was suddenly getting inundated by people going, please, can you take us places? Before it was like, we hate your cars. Now it's like, oh, please rescue us.
Yes.
So, yes. Okay, thank you. Papa, inquiring minds would like to know where you get your recipes from. Don't giggle.
Well, you're very kind. What I do is look at the ingredients that I've already got here. We always have fresh vegetables. I go and get those 2 or 3 times a week. I then Google.
Google is your friend.
Google is my friend. I then Google for the main ingredient to see what's available. And then I scan a load of recipes, all sorts. I have no particular one that I go to, but I look at all of them and then think, oh, that's interesting, it's near. And then I adapt it to what I've got and what I want to do. I do not stick to quantities or particular ingredients or anything like that. So I'm adaptive. I get a general idea,
You like to print your general ideas out, don't you, as well, when you find them?
print it out,
And then just generally ignore it.
and then it's an idea. That's the whole. What I'm getting to is it's an
A
idea.
starting point.
The thing is, if you try to stick to a recipe and it's not quite what the recipe says, you feel guilty. I never feel guilty when I've done some cooking. I just adapt the idea and then go from there. If I haven't got ingredients, I use something else. If I haven't got the quantities, I rearrange it. And it depends whether it's an intimate meal, not an intimate meal, but you know, a general everyday meal for me and Jane, or like in the last few days, we've got loads more people. So adaptive is the word I want to use.
And also, this is why Dad is the cook in the family and Mum is the baker, because you do need to be very precise with baking, don't you?
I will have to say that. Be very careful. If you're baking, you follow the recipe to the letter.
Yes.
Having worked in my past working life with some fantastic people running huge kitchens, the bakery patisserie side of things is an absolute scientific art.
It's precise.
You follow everything precisely.
I think there might be something at the door.
Okay, I hope so.
Me too. I have fabric, but I can't show you it because it is Mum's Christmas present and she watches the vlogs. So you'll have to wait till Christmas Day to see what I bought her. Dad also got some roses, which are not in that package, and a replacement t-shirt. There's been a fabric delivery. This is a beautiful viscose. It's from the textile centre, and I'm afraid that we bought the last 8 meters of it because this is going to be Big Bird's 8577 because she's decided that she would like one, and the remaining yardage or meterage is going to Mum. And if there's anything left over, I'm going to try and get a top out of it because I love this too. And then this fabric was in the sale, £2.50 a metre. Mum loves mine and has been eyeing it up and wants it for herself. So I have bought her 2 meters of her very own. And this may be the first thing that she makes on my overlocker, which could be interesting. And then there was 1 meter of this faux leather remaining. So I've picked that up as well because I need to make some more bags, and the fabric that I have for the main goes really well with this, and so I didn't want to run out, so I picked up the last meter of that. So I think there is still some more of this available. I will put the links down below, but the lilies and the leather have gone. I got those, sorry. So last night I was reading the instructions for this dress, and there is actually an under bodice part, and then this drape is doubled over, but everything is cut on the bias, including the back panels. So what I had planned to do is like add a waist seam in and kind of finagle that around that way. Now this part does need to be cut on the bias, and it is a large pattern piece, so I have a feeling that I'm not going to have enough of my fabric to make the back bodice out of it as well. So I've gotten out this pattern, which I've had from La Carla, and I had this printed since June last year, it says, and that is definitely the waistband that I wanted, not this rounded one. So what I was thinking is that I'd still trace this drape part out and then roughly cut the paper pattern out, but not cut it out up to the seam allowances. I'd then trace this pattern piece out and try and match up the armholes and change the waistband so that it would fit into the point as is here, and then I would make the entirety of the bodice out of the silk dupioni. I'm going to put a full circle skirt on it, not this skirt. I don't think this one would suit me, so I'm going to just use this part, and I'm going to make it a back zipper, not a side zipper, because I don't like side zippers. So I'm going to make the entirety out of the silk dupioni and then have the velvet overlay just at the front. I'm not 100% sure how happy I am with that, and this may be something that doesn't happen this year. I do actually have some other red silk dupioni, some plain one, and I bought that red trim from the local crafts shop recently, so I could make my little red dress project out of that and save the embroidered one and the velvet for another time, because I have in my head what I want to make, so I'm thinking that might be the way around that I do it. In fact, I think that's definitely going to be the way around that I do it, because this is definitely going to take way more time to make perfect than I have, because I have lots of other stuff to do. I have a few Christmas presents to make, I have a coat, pyjamas, another dress to make. So yeah, I think this one, as much as I know everyone was really excited for that project, but I am too, but I want to make it work, I want to make it right, and I need to be able to dedicate time to it. So I think this one's going to get put on the back burner, and I'm going to make something else with the red silk that I've got. Not sure what, but I will think of something. So having made that decision, I am now going to trace out the Lacala jacket bodice and the skirt portion from this McCall's pattern. I've been thinking about this last night as well, and I think I may change the fabric. I have this green velvet that were Big Bird's old front room curtains, and I love the idea of this coat in that fabric, because that red one, I'm having so many ideas about what I want to do with that, but that green fabric was always meant to be a frock coat, so I may change those ones over as well. But whatever, I still need to trace the pattern, so I'm going to do that. Dad has very kindly given me his mango tea, and I really, really like it. They both like it as well. It's not as sweet as the vegan one they had the other day, but yeah, that's good. So the coat pattern is traced and cut out. The only thing I haven't done is draft the facing for the skirt pieces, because the pattern came from the skirt pieces are supposed to be unlined, so you just do a narrow hem on the skirt. I don't want to do that. I'm going to line my entire thing, so I want to draft a facing for it, but I'm going to make a muslin first and double check that I like the way that the skirt front is sitting, because on all the other ones I've rounded them off, but I'm thinking I might leave this one as is. But as I say, I'm going to do a muslin and see how I like it. So I'm going to trace these two out next. So we've got the Vogue 8825. Does anybody else follow Emily Hallman Designs on Instagram and her blog? I absolutely adore everything she makes. She made so many patterns that I've bought recently and that I want to make, and this is one of them, and it looks fabulous on her. And she is very curvy, like me. She has a small waist, big hips, and the boobs. So I was going to try this as a top, but I might actually try it as a dress as is. So I'm going to trace that one, and then this is the Victory Patterns Jackie dress, so I'm going to get that traced as well. Then I'm going to call it a night for tracing. I think I've got the Eve dress, the Carolyn pyjamas, and the coat there. I've got going to hopefully have 2 more, and then I'm going to go and edit, because I filmed 3 videos today. 2 very quick ones, but yeah, they all need editing and splicing together, so that's going to be the rest of my afternoon. I've gotten the Vogue pattern traced out, and I've altered it. I've added 1 inch to the length of the arms and 1 inch to the length of the bodice, because that's generally a standard kind of alteration that I need to make. I have some fabric that I'm going to make a hopefully wearable muslin with this one. Having measured, because there was, weirdly enough, there were no finished measurements on the pattern pieces this time, so I had to measure everything to make sure, to find out what size I really needed to make, because if I'd have listened to the, hang on, I'll turn you around. Yeah, if I'd have listened to the pattern, it would have had me make the size 20 for my hips, but I have made the size 16 because the hips should come out at around 49, and this is a dress that's designed to be made with a stretch fabric, so I'm hoping that's going to work. So I've gone for a 14 at the bust, an 8 at the waist, and a 16 at the hips, so that was interesting. Yeah, and I've altered everything as well, so that's great. I'm now going to call it a night, because Dad's just about to start making dinner and I want to get out of his way, so I will do the Victory Patterns Jackie dress tomorrow, and Mum wants to trace that one out as well, because she would like to make some for herself out of the marble scuba that she got. So I will be leaving all of the stuff ready for her to trace her sizes out tomorrow as well.
All work and no play.
Are you comfortable? Are you?
Father and son use archaeology skills.
Is that a nice place to be? Gianna likes to sit there as well. You've got your dinner all over your chin.
A tiny doorway leads inside an actor's head. Cusack exploits it. 1999.
I'm having dinner with Mum and Dad. They've invited me. We're having sausages, sweet potato mash. They're having asparagus and courgettes. I'm going to eat the asparagus, not the courgettes. And I'm going to have some Stella McCartney sausages. So I have asparagus ends and fried onions, sweet potato mash and Linda McCartney sausages, a roaring fire, and MasterChef. I'm rather happy. I think Xmas Lolly, I think this is the big greeny blue tube that you were asking about and what it was. It's a light, it's a floor light, and it goes with these two table lights that I've got here. Now, when I moved down from London, I moved from a much bigger studio, we're talking 1,000 square feet, into this, which is about half the size. So yeah, I have a lot more lights than I probably need, but I think they look really pretty, and I don't like the overhead lighting that I have here, so I use these instead. But yes, lights from IKEA. Ooh, it's actually quite chilly up here. I had the heater on all day, but it only comes on if the temperature drops below 16 degrees, and so it's kept it at that. But having come from the fire, as you can see, I'm a bit red-cheeked. Having come from the fire in the front room and the Arga, oh, it's chilly up here. So I am under the duvet with the electric blanket on. So it's been another one of those days. I got 2 more patties traced this afternoon, and then Dad needed the kitchen to make dinner. So Gianna, not the sofa, please. She has 2 scratching posts, and yet she still decides that the sofa is what she wants to do. So bit annoying, but never mind. Joys of having cats, right? At least it's my sofa and not my landlord's, and no security deposit back. But anyway, I digress. Another tangent. Yeah, so I've gotten 2 patterns traced today. I think I've made the right decision about the little red dress project, because I've had this dress in my head for over 1.5 years now, and I want it to be perfect, and I don't think I'm going to have the time this month to make it perfect, and I want to have a little red dress. So I think I'm going to get my solid red Dupioni out of my stash. That trim that I bought the other day from Stitching Elmer's in Ride, I'm going to use that. I think I'll probably make a detachable belt with that. And then I've got some more of that, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking actually what would be quite nice is a by hand London Anna bodice with a circle skirt on it. And as you can see up there, I have 2 pairs of Dorothy shoes, so they would look really cute. And I have a Crown and Glory Lana headpiece, which would work, I think, although I could possibly do something with the silk and the pansy trim. So I just think, I know I can get more red silk Dupioni, whereas the embroidered one, I mean, I haven't seen that in the UK. I mean, I have seen it some places, but it's really expensive. It's like £45 a metre. So, and I haven't seen that particular red colourway. So I think I'm going to work on that velvet and embroidered silk dress next year when I have time to properly perfect it. The other thing is as well, I'm not as small as I want to be. Whereas if I make the Anna out of the, if I make the Anna dress, pretty convinced I'm going to make an Anna dress. I haven't made one in such a stiff fabric. I think it would look really cool. Yeah, if I make the Anna dress, I can always take that in quite easily. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced that that's what I'm going to do, which I hope you guys will forgive me for, but I think that's the right thing to do. So yes, I will have a little red dress project. It will still be beautiful. It will work with all the other things I'm making this month. It's just not going to be what I chatted about. So I'm going to shut up now because I've been waffling for 3 minutes. Today's vlog's already pretty long. I've got Mum's lookbook to edit. I've got the cooking show to edit. Now I've got the intro and outro for that, and I have the skirt tutorial intro and outro to edit. So yeah, I'm gonna have a busy evening ahead of me. It's been really, actually, I've had makeup on all day and my eyes haven't gotten sore, so I'm really happy about that. It bodes well for tomorrow evening because we're going out to a ball, to a charity casino night at the local fancy B&B, but I'm calling it a ball because I'm wearing a ball gown. So yeah, and I've straightened my hair today, and I haven't done that in ages, and it's quite shocking how long it is. It definitely needs a cut, but I kind of like it straight as well. So yeah, I've been feeling quite fancy today. Every time I look at myself in a mirror, and you've seen how many mirrors we've got, so you know how often that happens. It's like, oh, makeup. But it's been quite fun. Anyway, waffle, another tangent, sorry. Really hope you've enjoyed today's Vlogmas, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.